This is a topic that gets very confusing for middle schoolers, the difference between physical changes and chemical changes. Now, physical changes are changes that occur that do not change the substance. Do not change the substance. So in other words, if I don't know, if we have a sheet of paper and it's a white sheet of paper, and then all of a sudden we take a crayon and we color it green. Well, the paper is still a sheet of paper, it's just a different color. We've changed its color, we've changed its appearance, but we haven't changed exactly what the substance is. The paper is still paper. And again, if we take that piece of paper and we tear it in half, and now we have two separate sheets of green paper. Well, the paper is now just in a different shape, right? So it's still the same substance. It looks different physically, but yet it is still the same material. Another example is the example, and I'm not going to use the word water. We're going to use the term H2O, the formula for water. Now, if we take H2O in its solid state, which of course would be ice, it's still made up of all H2O molecules. And then if we take that H2O and we melt it down into a liquid, and what we know is water, it's still H2O, still H2O, still H2O. And then if we take that H2O and we boil it, and it bubbles out or evaporates, and the H2O becomes a vapor or a gas, right? Gas. The H2O is just in different forms. It's still in a solid, it's ice; in a liquid, it's water; and as a gas, it's water vapor. And so those are all physical changes. So physical changes includes states of matter. Alright, so no matter what state of matter it is, whatever form it is for H2O, whether it's a solid, liquid, or a gas, that's an example of a physical change. If we tear it, it's a physical change. If we change its if we color it, it's a physical change. If we take salt, let me get a different color. Let's say we take salt and we pour it in some water. Oops. Salt, and we put it inside the water, and the salt dissolves. Well, that salt still is there, it's just in a different form. It's dissolved in the water, and it's just kind of in a different form of it. It's dissolved, it's soluble, and it's dissolved in the water, but it's still salt. And the characteristics of that salt is still evident, because when you taste the water, you'll taste the saltiness of the salt in the water. And another thing that we should remember about physical change, and I'm not sure where I can write this, physical changes usually, not all the time, but can generally be fairly easily reversed. So I can take the H2O, I could freeze it to make it ice, I could melt it to make it a liquid, I could boil it down to evaporate it and turn it into a gas, and then I could go through a condensation process and turn it back into a liquid. So you can switch things back and forth. So physical changes do not change the substance, and oftentimes it can be easily reversed.